Today, again, half of the class we're going to be using the chair, and there's going to be other poses that we are not going to necessarily use the chair. Now, if you do not want to use the chair at all, you can do the poses without it. We're going to go into warrior two with the chair, but you know how to do your warrior two without a chair. We're going to go into Uttita Parsvatanasana and so Uttita Trikonasana. So I like to use the chair, especially because it helps me twist better. It helps me bind my arms better and helps me open up the chest across the collarbone better. So it is a great support. But again, you have it in you. You've been practicing a long time. So if you don't feel like using the chair and just do the poses in the middle of the mat, go for it. It's like the same thing with the wall. I mean, there's a lot of poses that we can do in the middle of the room without the wall, but as soon as we practice the same poses at the wall, we feel a big difference. That's the same thing that happens with the chair. So, I want to opening the hips. Two ways to do this. We can lay down completely on our mats and place the blocks underneath the knees while we place the feet together in Baddha Konasana. If you have a bolster, this one right here, it doesn't have to be a yoga bolster. Maybe you have a big, stiff, long pillow that it can serve as a bolster. Then go ahead and place the blocks in an L shape, and then go ahead and place the bolster on top, okay? The third way you can do this is to create a bolster with your blankets and lay down on them. Don't place them on top of the L shape because it's not gonna work, right? Because it's not as stiff. But you can lay down on your back. It's going to create a big curvature on the spine, especially on the lower back, okay? So you have three ways to do this. I am going to go with my pose using my bolster. And grab your belt as well. So I'm going to lay down here. I'm going to sit down first, and then I'm going to place my strap around my hips, right? And then my feet are going to be together in Baddha Konasana. I'm going to go ahead and place one side of the strap under my feet, okay? So strap around my waist, then my feet together. I'm going to go ahead and place the strap under. And then I'm just going to strap my belt, right? You want to have the metal part close to you, so you can adjust if you want to tighten it a little bit more or less. So the strap, you're going to use it if you have a bolster and you are in this setup, or if you're laying down onto blankets. It doesn't feel as comfortable if you're just laying flat on the mat and you are placing those blocks underneath. A lot of options. Find your way, find your path, and go ahead and let's start our practice. Close your eyes, arms, just place them wherever they feel comfortable. Very good. Begin to work on your breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. We've been working since a couple of weeks ago on the chakras. Today we are moving to Manipura chakra, which is the third one. And it is located in the solar plexus. It is connected, related with the element fire. And it tells you that follow your intuition, follow your guts, right? So the first one, right in the base of your spine, then the second one, kind of like under your belly button, your navel, and then Manipura chakra right in the solar plexus. We're walking on a path that it has two sides. Manipura chakra asks to stay in the center. To observe every perspective, but instead of just believing in one thing, just observe. Observe, and then, depending on what your gut tells you, you go ahead and do what you need to do. Think what you need to think. So we're going to stay here, inhaling and exhaling through the nose, lifting the energy all the way from the sacrum to the navel, to the pit of the belly, the chest, the throat, the third eye, and the crown of the head. Exhaling through the nose, along, again through the spine, and down to your hips. Inhaling and exhaling. Shoulders are releasing. You're moving away from your ears. Opening up the heart area for you. Just breathe freely. And to relax as much as possible the physical body. A couple more, noticing how maybe the inner thighs, the groin area, the outer hips, and the lower body begins to open up, unwind. Couple more here. Nice job, everyone. Until your eyes close here, just extend your arms above your head, interlace the fingers, palms facing back, stretch here. If you're on the floor completely without using your props, you might notice how the lower back, the middle back begins to lift up, creating a nice curvature in the spine. Just let it be. It's just your body stretching here. Go ahead and lift the arms. Switch the interlace of your fingers and go ahead and extend towards the back of the room. Nice job. Everyone, let those arms and slowly release. If you are in the setup where you have the strap around your waist, go ahead and begin to move your feet out of it. Good. If you're on the floor, go ahead and close your legs. And we're just going to stay here with the feet flat on the mat. Mat distance apart. Just taking a breath. Maybe a couple more. Very good. We're going to now roll to the right side. We're going to come into a seated position. So I'm going to move everything away from my mat. And I'm going to come here into a sitting position. You can use your blanket and sit on top of your blanket. Feet together again, Baddha Konasana. With your hands, hold your ankles and send the heels very close to the navel. Relax the shoulders. Notice the neck elongating towards the ceiling as you soften the muscles of your face. Nice job. Let's go ahead and now place that right knee in the center. So move your leg, the thigh, the knee facing forward. And with your hands, go ahead and grab the left ankle. And go ahead and try to lift the foot, the shin bone as much as you can. If you need to lift the left buttocks away from the mat and reset it down in order to feel more comfortable when you lift the leg, go ahead and do so. Lift. But because we're opening the class, you don't have to lift too much. Just don't compromise the lengthening in the spine. Go ahead and open up the chest. This is just to feel a little bit the back of the thigh and those muscles. Trying to maintain the shin bone parallel to the floor or to the ceiling. One more. Now with the left hand, move the thigh in towards the center. And keep lifting for 2 more breaths. Nice job. Let's go ahead and release. Second side. I'm going to place now my left knee very close to the center. It doesn't have to point it forward, but I want to have it very close to me. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab the other foot by the ankle, by the shin bone, maybe with 1 hand or 2 hands. Now, don't round the chest and the shoulders forward. Lift through the crown of the head. Pushing the blanket or the mat with the seating bones and opening up the chest across the collarbones. Very good. With your right hand, move the right thigh forward and to the center. And this is kind of like the same sensation, a little bit, that we have in pigeon pose, right? With that front leg, if we're able to maintain it in a very straight, parallel to the floor position. One more mindful breath in here. Nice job. Nice. Let's go ahead and release. I'm going to extend the right leg to the side. And we're just going to educate very quick the leg into what an external rotation and internal rotation is. So right now, my leg feels super comfortable. The toes are pointing up, and I'm just in neutral position. Now I'm going to flex my foot. I'm going to go into an external rotation. But not just the foot now wants to face the back wall. Also, within the hip socket, the whole leg is trying to turn and open up my hip. Now let's go into an internal rotation. Now just the foot is even forward, also the knee and the whole leg. I can also feel how my right seating bone lifts off the mat in order for me to come into an internal rotation. An external rotation, open up. And internal rotation. So in both directions, you're still trying to rotate even more. So you're just not opening and letting it be, but you're really maintaining the movement, opening and coming into now an internal rotation. Very good. Now I'm going to place my left knee on the floor. And I'm going to curl my back toes, right? And then I'm going to come here into an external rotation. Yeah? I can use my blocks under my hands. I'm going to go ahead and lift back and maybe sit on my heel. I keep opening up. I'm not in a neutral position. I really want to work on that opening. And then come back. As you come back, keep the external rotation. And back. And forward, and back, and forward, and back, and forward. We're going to go into 5 more, but if you need more sensation, then go ahead and lift up and touch the heel. And you don't have to, you can place your hands on the floor like we did the first 5, but if you feel like this is not enough, I don't feel it much, I really want to engage. Where are you engaging? Where the femur and the hip meets. That's when you want to feel, where you want to feel it. Right? 1 more. Nice job, everyone. Let's mindfully bend the knee and now extend the left toe one. Good. External rotation, notice from the groin, right? Internal rotation, lifting. Without doing much, the left sitting bone lift up the mat. And again, open up. Try not to round the back. If you're sitting on your blanket, then you might feel a little bit more space around the hip and go ahead and into an internal rotation. Nice job. Two more. Open up. Deep with the hip socket. And internal rotation. And open up. Internal rotation. Nice job. Right knee on the floor. Curl the toes if you need to. And go ahead and external rotate. I'm going to start with my fingertips forward. So layer by layer. I'm going to go ahead and come forward and then back. And forward. Back. 3. 4. Glue the heel. 5. 5 more. You can stay here or you can begin to lift like the heel be going towards the navel and sit. 2. Keep opening up. And 3. And 4. And 5. Nice job, everyone. Let's go ahead and close. Let's sit on our chairs. Let's keep opening the hips. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my blocks and place them forward. Good. Now I'm going to come into goddess position with my legs. Yeah? So I'm going to go ahead and point my toes as much as I can to the right side. Yeah? And to the left, to the side. And then my knees are back. So with my hands, I'm going to just go ahead and send my thighs and my knees are back as I lift my beautiful. If you feel like you need to place a blanket underneath your buttocks, you can do so. Now send the chest back. Instead of forward folding, send the chest back, shoulders on top of your hips. Breathe on your groin area. And maybe a little bit of the outer hips. Goddess legs. And then we just have to stand up and squat. But with the support of the chair, we don't have to squat, but then we can focus more on opening up the hips. So one more breath. Nice job. Very good. Now close a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and move my stuff. And then I'm going to open up my legs. I'm going to sit maybe in the front edge so my heels can be on the floor. And then I'm going to go ahead and place my hands on the blocks. I want to stay here. I just want to open up into an external rotation. External rotation. Not just the foot, the whole leg. Just for a couple of breaths. Chest pulls forward. The back of my knees also, they want to rotate to the back. My hamstrings. One more. Very good. Let's go ahead and slowly bend. Let's place our right ankle on top of the left knee or the left thigh. Right hand on the right thigh. Pressing down. Very good. Sitting straight, shoulders on top of your hips. Good. That's a forward fold. I'm going to go ahead and place my hands again on my blocks, and I'm going to bind my left foot around my right foot, I'm sorry, around my left tricep. Relax the chest and the belly, the top of your thighs as you keep hinging forward. One more. Nice shot. Let's go ahead and, excuse me, lift ourselves up. Go ahead and now place that left ankle on top of your right thigh. Take a moment here to open up, to unwind, to move the thigh away from the hip, to separate the lower body from your hips. Nice shot. Let's forward fold. Now, that right tricep is going to be touching the top of my left foot. So I really want to rock here. I really want to maintain everything in the center of my mat. So notice if you're placing more weight on the left buttocks or the right, can you be even? Same evenness that you're going to have to find in pigeon pose when we move into pigeon pose. Chest folds forward. The energy of the warrior, that's how they call the manipulative chakra. So try to connect to that energy. Nice job, everyone. Let's go ahead and come back. One twist before we move it into downward facing dog. I'm going to go ahead with my left hand. I'm going to bend my elbow and I'm going to try to rub my chair. I like to rub it here, the right side, but if you feel like rubbing the back or even here, as you keep rolling the shoulder back, go ahead and find a nice spot to pose and to place that left arm. If you're not using your chair, you can go ahead and do revolve chair pose. And my right hand is on the outside of my knee as I twist here. Lift to the beauty going towards the navel. You can maintain your feet separated, keep them distance apart, or your toes can be together. Lift through the crown of the head. One more. Nice shot. Let's go ahead and slowly come back. Second side with my right hand now. I'm going to try to find a nice spot where I can place my hand, and then I'm just going to twist. Now, shoulders are away from the ears. My neck is free to move. I don't feel like my muscles of my neck aren't engaged at all. It's just from the shoulders to my lower body that I'm engaging, but everything else feels very relaxed. One more. Nice shot. Let's go ahead and release. Downward facing dog on a chair or without a chair. I'm going to start placing the hands on that stick across the front legs of my chair. If you don't have this same chair, no worries. Just try to grab the legs or maybe just the front edge of your sit. Whatever feels comfortable. If you are in the middle of your mat without a chair and downward facing dog, that's great too. Just take a moment here to really stretch the back of your legs. Take a couple of breaths. Nice job. Let's go ahead into plank, top of a push-up. So I'm gonna go ahead and place my hands in the outer sides of my chair. And I'm gonna come into plank. My shoulders on top of my hands and my heels on top of my toe. I'm just gonna go ahead and rock myself forward and back. Just to get around with the chair. If you're in plank pose on the floor, same thing. Just a rock of forward and back. Nice job. Plank pose. Come into your toes and chaturanga. Elbows in. Go ahead into upward facing dog with the top of the feet on the floor. Lift through the chest and press back into downward facing dog. Nice job. Let's do it again. Inhale, come forward to plank. Go ahead into chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. One more breath. And one more vinyasa. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog as you inhale. Downward facing dog. Nice job, everyone. Let's place the knees on the floor. Good, let's move the chair away. And let's keep opening up the hips. I'm gonna go ahead and place my right foot forward. And from here, without moving my right foot to the side, I'm just gonna place my hands in the center and open up the hip. I can place my hands on top of a block. Now, I wanna see the sole of my right foot. And without pushing the thigh or the knee towards the floor, I'm just gonna let gravity take over here. As I keep on winding through my breath. Extending the breastbone to the spine, 2 more breaths. Nice job, everyone. Let's go ahead and now place that right foot closer to the edge and come into that left hip. Now my left hip is on the floor. If I have to move the foot away a little bit more for me to create space, go ahead. And then I'll lift up and then try to touch the floor with that left hip. And again, lift up and touch. And 3 and touch. And 4 and touch. Nice job, everyone. Let's go ahead now and place that left foot forward. And I'll use this side. Good. Without moving the foot, I'm just going to go ahead and open up. Placing my hands in the center. Lifting the pubic bone towards the navel. I'm opening the hip as I now stretch the right hip flexor. Lifting the energy from the pelvic floor all the way to the pit of the belly. Nice job. Let's go ahead and move the foot. Like if I was going to go into Vajrasana, it just have to be a little bit. Go ahead and lift the back knee and revolve so the hip is now touching the right side. Now it's your turn to decide if you want to move the foot forward or a little bit away from you to the left or to the right. Let's lift the hip. Squeeze everything in and go ahead and now try to touch the floor with the heel. I mean with the hip, right? The heel also is on the floor. And then lift up. And 3. And 4. And last one. Nice job, everyone. Let's go ahead into our knees, into downward facing dog. Let's bend the knees, walk your hands to meet your feet halfway up, hands to your shin bones, and forward fold. Let's push ourselves up. Uddita Hastasana in Tadasana, stretch, palms touch at the top, and then palms to your heart. Very good. Warrior 2, using the chair. So we're going to have to strap the leg in the hole of the chair in case you're using this same chair. I'm just going to go ahead and sit down, right? And then move my hips towards that front leg, which is the right leg. I'm going to use that right leg first. And make sure that my ankle is on top. That my ankle is under my front knee. Back leg straight. Try to come into an external rotation on that back leg. External rotation. Lift from the inner thigh all the way up towards the ceiling. You should be feeling it in the right outer hip and really much in the back inner thigh. Open up your arms, so warrior 2. Go ahead and reverse the warrior. And come again into warrior 2. Hinge forward from the hip. Place that right thigh, right forearm on top of the thigh. Lift that left arm up. One more breath. Very good. Now look down. And now let's come into high lunge. Same knee forward. Back leg is straight. Now my heel is on top of my toes. We're going to twist to the right. Okay? So with my left hand, I'm just going to go ahead, like if I was going to place my palms together, I'm going to go ahead and place that elbow down, and maybe I'm able to grab that leg underneath my chair. Now, go ahead and lift the right arm up if it feels comfortable, or place the hand on your lower back. Relax the right thigh and the glutes on the chair. One more. Good. Now place the left hand on the inside of that right foot or on your block. Now let's bind the other arm correctly. Go ahead and grab maybe the back of your chair with your arm and keep revolving the shoulder and the chest. One more breath in here. Nice shot. Look down. And go ahead and slowly bend the back knee and come again into sitting position. Good. Second side. Warrior 2 first. Bend that left knee. And maintain that knee on top of the ankle. Back leg completely straight. So send the thigh back instead of micro bending the knee. Open up your arms in warrior two. Nice job. Go ahead now. Reverse. Nice job, everyone. Go ahead again. Hinge forward from the hips. Place that forearm on top of your thigh and lift the right arm up. You can internally rotate the arm if you did it on the other side and come into Utthita Parsvarthanasana. Nice shot. Come back again. Grab your chair and high lunge. And I'm sitting. I'm still placing my left hamstring on top of my chair. Now, back leg is straight. Let's twist, first placing that right elbow on the outside. So hinge your forward, maybe grab something. And depending on how open your shoulders feel, place that left hand on your lower back or lift it up. You're lifting the back leg, don't get lazy on the back leg. One more. Very good. Now let's place that right hand down on the inside of the left foot. Or use your block. And with the left hand, go ahead and bind. So you just want to extend the arm all the way back and feel how the shoulder moves away from the ear. Lift it back high a little bit more. One more breath. Nice job. Go ahead and look down and push yourself. Very good. Let's stand up. Let's go into Utthita Trikonasana this time without sitting on the chair, but using the back of the chair as support. So I'm going to place my chair against the wall here. And then let's start with that right leg. So find your stand for Utthita Trikonasana. One foot forward and the heel aligned with the back arch, right? Good. So the outer right hip, it's kind of like touching. It's very close to the back side of your chair. Open up your arms. This is the external rotation that we did when we were on our knees. Hinge forward from the hips. With that right hand, go ahead and find something to hold into a binding. And then lift the left arm up. Now, try to send the sacrum against the back of your chair. And send also the back of your body, right? The upper back against the chair. So you can revolve even more towards the ceiling. When you try to revolve, that's when you're going to feel the abs engaging. That third chakra and the solar plexus is really engaging. One more. Nice job. Let's micro bend that front knee and slowly comes into standing position. Pivot the foot forward, step inside. And now make sure that you are in alignment from heel aligned with the back arch. So just notice how the hip is touching the back of the chair. You gotta be close in order to really revolve and to feel safe to support the back of your body against the wall. Very good. From here, open up your arm. Hinge forward from the hips. Send the right hip back as much as you can. And now place that left hand behind, hold into something. Good. Lift the pubic bone towards the navel and now start reclining and leaning towards the back of the chair. Not just the hips. Now, can you find your upper back also against the chair? Couple more breaths. Nice job. Let's go ahead and micro-bend from here. Push yourself. And heel toe, heel toe. Good. Let's go into Ardha Chandrasana. Half moon pose. Instead of sitting on the chair or using the front of the chair, we don't sit on the chair in Ardha Chandrasana, we use the front. Let's use the back of the chair. And we're still like binding. We're trying to find the chair or something to grab on the back. We're trying to open up the chest. Okay, at least with one arm. So here we go. I'm gonna place a block on the outside of my right pinky, and then my right outer hip is touching the chair. I'm going to place that hand and come into Ardha Chandrasana. Now, lift the left arm and find the chair to bind. You can place down that hand. You feel the support. Maybe you're feeling that the chair is supporting the pose. So now it's easy to lift to that hand and place it at your heart. If not, leave it here. That's fine. Breathe it two. And slowly, everyone, micro bend and push up. Second side. So one hand down on the block or chest when you feel comfortable to place that hand on your chest, and that other arm binding on the back. Okay? Very good. Now it's the left side. Place the block on the outside of your left pinky, 6 to 12 inches forward. Go ahead and come into Ardha Chandrasana. Left hip is touching the chair. Good, lift the arm and find the binding. As soon as you find the binding, you can maybe feel a little bit more secure here to lift in and place it at your heart. Two. Look down slowly. Release. Nice job, everyone. Let's now use the openness in the hips that we work on and the binding with the arms. Grab your strap. And let's place that left foot on top of the chair. Good. And I might need to give you my back. Good. So from this one, the preparation for bird of paradise. I'm going to go ahead and grab the strap with my left hand. And I'm going to bind again. Right? That arm goes back, the shoulder goes back. Now with my right hand, I'm going to go ahead and find the strap. Same thing up as if I was in Utthita Parshvottanasana. I don't want to hinge forward. I want to open up. And now I'm going to give you my front again. Again, I don't want to hinge forward. I want to open up. Good, so if you need to create more space in between your hands, then go ahead. Good. You can stay here or you can lift the heel and come into your tippy toes. Square the shoulders with the front wall. You can stay here with your forearm pressing back the inner thigh, or you can try to lift a little bit more and come into a balancing pose. Open up the chest. Shoulders are back and away from the ears. One more. Slowly release. Again, you can stay here. The inner thigh, the knee tries to move to the back of the room. As you open up, you're grabbing the strap behind. Good? Let's do now the second side. Strap on that opposite arm. Go ahead and bind. Good. Send the shoulder back. And take the chest square to the front edge of your mat, in this case, the wall in front of you. Very good. Go ahead and hinge forward, like if you were gonna go into Uttita Parshvanasana or Uttita Parshvanasana, go ahead and grab and lift a little bit more. Very good. Now maybe move the foot closer to you, come into your toes. Lift through the chest, lift through the sternum. More important than the balance right now is to, with your forearm, keep pressing the thigh to the back of the rib. Breathe in 2. Maybe now lift the foot off the mat and create balance in the pose. One more. Go ahead and place the foot down and release. Nice job, everyone. Let's go ahead and move the chair away. And let's come into our downward facing dog on our mat. And take your blocks in front of your mat or your blankets, because we're going to come into pigeon pose now that we open up a little bit more the hips and the back of the legs. Downward dog. Go ahead and walk, paddle your dog. Bring the hips to the left and to the right. To stretch a little bit more the attitude bend. Nice job. Lift the right leg up and send the right knee to the chest, placing the knee close to the right hand on the floor. Very good. Now begin to work on that back leg. Now, without sitting on that right hip, on the right buttocks, go ahead and move the foot forward as much as you can, and maybe place something underneath that right buttocks. I have my bolster here. If you have a pillow or something, you can place it under your chest and just relax here for a couple of breaths. Don't worry too much how parallel your front shin bone can be with the front of your mat. Just work on maintaining the lower back, the sacrum aligned, right? So you're not dumping one side of the hip more than the other. Nice job, everyone. Time to push yourselves up to move the block and to slowly coming in into downward facing dog. part of your dog. Notice the difference. Maybe it's very subtle. Maybe it's a lot of a difference between one leg and the other. Very good. Lift the left leg up. Left knee into chest. Place the knee close to the left hand on the floor. And then go ahead and release the back leg completely down. Now, you can move the foot forward little by little. I like to walk it very little by little. Notice how much you can relax instead of pushing too much into the pose in order to maintain that beautiful alignment of this pose. Just let it go. Relax it here, but try not to dump that left hip. So place something under and lift the buttocks up. A couple of breaths. Stay in the center of your being. Try not to take sides. Nice job, everyone. Whenever you're ready, push yourself up. One more downward facing dog here. Very good, knees to floor, big toes touch. Come into child's pose. You can use your bolster or your blankets, or just come into regular child's pose, trying to reach your heels with your hands. Everyone, let's push ourselves up and find our ways to our backs. Lay down on your back. Let's go ahead and cross the knee on top of each other. So start with the right knee or the left, whatever knee, it's okay. Just send those thighs towards your chest as you keep opening the chest. Keep trying not to round, but to open it. Very good. Let's go ahead and place the other knee on top. And thighs to chest. Nice, everyone. Let's go ahead and place those feet flat on the mat. Tug the tailbone forward towards your heels and relax completely the sacrum on the floor. Let's lift up. And the hips engage in here. The muscles around the spine, especially the lower and the middle back. Go ahead and walk the shoulders towards each other. And the thighs staying down. Go ahead and slowly release. Let's do it again. Lift up. Engage the glutes. And release. And one more time. Nice. And release. Go ahead and send the knees to the chest. Let's open up those arms and relax the knees and the thighs to the left side. And shift the ribcage to the right. Just relax here. You have the practice leading views now. Nice. Let's go ahead and now move those thighs and hips towards the other side. Let's keep rooting the left shoulder right on the floor. Nice job, everyone. Knees to chest, up and ascend. Go ahead with the head and the chest up and out. And slowly begin to extend those arms and legs are forward. Stay here. And whenever you're ready, everyone. Shavasana, place your bolster, your pillow, even your blocks can be under your thighs if you feel like this is a comfortable position. Find your way. Move with it on your peace. Find that safe spot where you are the observer. There's nothing wrong or right, just different perspectives. Begin to deepen your breath here. Anywhere your toes, your fingers, move your head side to side. To extend your arms, to bend your knees. And you roll to the right side in a fetal position. Take your time. Whenever you're ready, push yourself into a comfortable sitting position with your palms together at your heart in gratitude. Let our intuitions, our God, to really guide our path. Namaste, everyone.